Hi, I'm Bluebee. This is 14 Days of Zines. Welcome to day 10. Today, we're looking at flexagon type zines.
Part 1. Inspiration.
Last year, I made a flexagon zine of Florence and the Machine's Only If for a Night lyrics. I really like how it turned out, but it was a little tricky to put together. I made it using a tutorial by Brie of Bratty Brie. It's a great tutorial, I just struggled a little bit with the process. I'll link it below. Recently, I've come across a similar project called a hexatetraflexagon, which is made from a single sheet of paper, cut and folded into what appears to be a pretty similar mechanism to the flexagon I made before. I'd like to make one and see how they compare.
Part 2. The idea.
Flexagons seem to lend themselves well to lyrics and quotes. I did lyrics before, so I'd like to do a quote today. It has to be at least 4 lines long, ideally, and I have a quote in mind.
You are supposed to go down to personnel. That is on the first floor. There is a great big sign that says personnel. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This scene is from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I love this movie, and this is a memorable, longer quote from the movie. I'm going to split up the lines like this.
Part 3. Planning.
I made a template on Canva. The tetraflexagon is basically a series of 12 squares set up like this with 4 on each side. I folded it up to see how it works. I marked up each of the surfaces and unfolded it to see where all of the pieces of each image lie. Here's how you fold this tetraflexagon. Before we start, I'll fold all of the creases in both directions to make it easier to work with. The left column folds over to the right, the top row folds down, the right column folds over to the left, then this bottom corner folds inside like this. It's quite easy to assemble, much easier than the other flexagon I made. I tinkered around in Canva and Procreate to make a better template. I thought about making this digitally to print out and fold up, but that would require fiddling around with double-sided printing. So for my first tetraflexagon, I'm just going to make the images separately and stick them onto the template.
Part 4. The master copy. Part 5. Making copies.
For the template, I'm printing it off on regular white copy paper. Since I'm sticking an extra layer on, I don't want it to be too thick to move when it's folded up. For the images with the quote, I'm using sticker paper to make it easy to put together. I'll trim the outside on the paper cutter. Then I'll do the inner cuts with scissors. Now to put it all together. First, I'll fold up the template. The left column folds over to the right, the top row folds down, the right column folds over to the left, then this bottom corner folds inside like this. I'm making sure it moves properly and strengthening all the creases. Now to put the images on. I'm cutting them into 4. I'll have a piece of the image for each quadrant. I'm making sure to reassemble the image and keep the template in the correct orientation before sticking it down to make sure everything's in the right place. These are the last couple of pieces and then it's done.
Part 6, final reveal.
You are supposed to go down to personnel. That is on the first floor. There is a great big sign that says personnel. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Part 7, thoughts.
I really like how colourful this tetraflexagon zine turned out. I think this quote works well. Although this flexagon was much easier to assemble, I think the result was more sturdy with the Florence and the Machine flexagon that I made before. I think that zine moves a little bit easier. I still like this one a lot. I'd like to keep experimenting with this method to maybe find something in between the two flexagons as far as ease of assembly and more fluid movement of the final result. So, what do you think? Would you make one of these flexagon zines? What lyrics or quote would you use? I'll be back tomorrow for day 11 of 14 Days of Zines. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to catch these last few zines of the project. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.